Hey everyone, it's Ansley here from Team Music Insider, and today I'm with
Paniclands.
So how did you guys become a band?
We started when we were really young. This is Ian here. It was originally Ian and I. And we started in 2007. And we sort of had a guy sort of coaching us and kind of telling us what to do and giving us like direction. And he was like kind of intensely involved in the band and in our rehearsals. And he just had all these sort of rules for us with like, you can't be late to practice. You can't, if you're sick, you still got to come to practice and just bring a puke bucket and stuff like that. So he sort of taught us about work ethic nice and early.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you tell us a little something about each of you?
Sure, let's start with Ian.
Do you guys want to say something about me?
Ian loves adventuring.
Yeah, it's more fun if we do each other.
He loves to go on long walks and bike rides and lots of stuff like that.
Bit of an outdoorsman, you could say.
Ian likes his Thai food.
Like chili.
Like trying different things.
Yeah. What about Braden?
Braden likes to do his hair. Oh, yeah.
Braden's the ringleader of the operation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Riley's the forgetful one, but he's got charisma.
Yeah, he's the life of the party.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Travis
is the
kind, sensitive one.
Travis is the sensitive one who is more, I don't know, his emotions show more. He's a little more, his passion, he's a little
Emotional.
more obviously passionate.
Nice. That's me.
Nice. That's very unique qualities for all of you. So
We like complimented each other before like this. This was our first time having to do that.
Yeah.
can you guys tell me how you became up with the name Panicland?
Yeah. It was an old name. Like we went through like tons of different band names, and then we decided on Panicland when we were like 14, and that was actually supposed to be a temporary name. We just, at the time, we were recording lots of different types of music because we were pretty punky. So we had like a punky group of songs. Then we had a different CD with a different genre of songs. Like we had a very hip hoppy group of songs, and we had like an acoustic group of songs, and we started playing the punky group live, and that's the one that we really liked. So we went with the Panicland name because each band had its own little name, and then it unfortunately just stuck.
Nice. So what would you say that's your musical style right now as a band too, or what would be the musical style as your band?
Well, I wouldn't say our musical style is punk anymore, but it definitely used to be. Like I think it's really the attitude of punk music that counts, just for like thinking for yourself and you know, being naturally different, like letting yourself be different if you're different and stuff like that. So maybe some of that attitude is still there, but I wouldn't say we make punk music.
Yeah. Okay, so what's it like being in a band compared to a solo artist?
Not lonely.
Well, I mean, it's almost so like Braden does all the songwriting and recording for the band. So that's like, you could almost think of it as starting as like a solo project. But then once the songs are to a certain point and they're kind of done, then we all kind of jump on them and figure out like what we're all going to play and how we're going to make it like really exciting in our live show and stuff like that. So it's almost like a combination of a solo artist thing with a band.
Yeah, that's very interesting to hear.
Yeah, but we do try to make like a point to like use the fact that we're a band, because I know there's a lot of bands right now that maybe got together and like they were around in like 2002, 2003, 2004, and back then it was like pretty cool to be in a band. Like there were so many like Simple Plan type bands and Sum 41, like there were so many bands like that. And now it's more in style to be a solo artist. So the bands that are left, they try to sort of like market themselves as a singer with some other guys. and we're trying to make an effort to not make it come across as an inconvenience that we're a band, and actually use the fact that we are a band. And there's certain bands who have done it well. Like I wouldn't compare ourselves to the Beatles at all, but we do definitely look up to the Beatles for that reason. Or a band like Kiss, even, or the Beastie Boys, or just bands like that, where like they need to be a band. They're supposed to be a band.
Yeah, for sure. So are there any other like artists or bands that influence you guys?
Yeah, I think there's probably a different one every week.
Yeah, there's lots of like totally different types of artists too, like classic people like the Beatles and like lots of like rock bands like that, but then also solo singers like Elvis or people like that, and then hip hop artists, like metal bands, all sorts of different people.
It depends what we're doing at the time and what we're recording. Like right now, I'm recording a new song that has to be done right away, and I've been like recording it and re-recording it and re-recording it, and it's been driving me crazy because I've been listening to it for like 10 hours a day nonstop. So and it's a pretty like mellow song, and like pretty mid-tempo and chill and relatively happy. So like to get that mood out of my head, anytime I listen to music right now, I've been listening to like tons of Metallica, just because it's a big opposite. So it, I don't know, kind of refreshes what I have to then record later at night.
Yeah. So is that the process of how you write songs, or can you tell us a little bit about how you write songs?
For writing songs, I think it's usually just like tons of melodies. I'm like really into melodies. That's always been like the main thing I really love, because there's sometimes you hear a certain song and it's like this weird supernatural experience where like the melody is like this perfect melody. So that's always what I've been after, and that's always been my goal. So I try to record as many melodies as I can into my phone, and if nothing is naturally coming, I make a point to force it, because I don't want to be one of those people that have to sit and wait for inspiration. I think it's important to be able to sort of make inspiration.
Yeah.
And at night I force myself to record at least a little rough demo or just a random nonsense song, as long as there's always something new coming, because sometimes those ridiculous songs that you don't take seriously end up being the ones that you like in the end.
Yeah, for sure. So are you guys planning to do any shows or tours soon?
Yeah, we've got a Winnipeg headliner coming up in a few weeks, and that's kind of the kickoff to a tour with a few shows in Ontario, and then we're going into Western Canada later before summer in May for a few more on a tour there.
Nice.
Lots of Canadian stuff this year. So.
Nice. So what's the feeling you guys get when your supporters are singing back to you?
Like the people, like the crowd and stuff?
Yeah.
It's really, it's a pretty unique feeling, What's cool is like we hadn't had people start singing at our shows till we were like probably 18. And the first time we experienced that was to original songs before cover songs, which was a cool feeling. And it's like, I don't know, it's cooler when it's a new crowd. If you're playing to people where like to a crowd where the majority of them haven't heard of you before, and then you do something to win them over that just like causes them to feel like they have to sing, that's a good sign.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes we'll test out like brand new songs when we do like little acoustic shows and stuff, and it's always a really good sign when people are already singing along to a brand new song that they've never heard and we've never played before, before the song's even over.
Yeah.
Sometimes that'll like remind us that we're on the right track.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Does your fan base have a name yet?
They used to. We sort of started to try to not to use the fan base name, because it almost felt like condescending in a way to use it. You know what I mean? But for a while they were calling themselves the Panic Fanatics.
Nice. So how do you want your relationship to be with your supporters?
It's pretty intimate. Like we let them in on a lot. Like they know a lot about us and about the band, and like when Braden's recording, like there'll be stuff on Snapchat and Instagram story and stuff all the way through. Like we don't really hide stuff from them, and they're kind of in on the process in a way.
Yeah, I think that's like the norm. Like that's bands pretty much have to do that now. Like if nowadays a band was like not into social media and not into really keeping people updated, that would be like if in the 70s they were just not into being on the radio. Like social media is sort of like the new radio. Like it's such a necessary thing. But I find like for us, for me anyways, the goal would be to come across as authentic. Not that we wouldn't be authentic. I find that we are authentic, but it's sometimes hard to portray ourselves as like authentic people, just because on social media there is so much that is a little bit fabricated, and you see it all the time. And to some people it might not be obvious, but when you're sort of in that industry, it's really obvious to see other people kind of fabricate things like that. So we want to make a point to make sure that we are making it obvious that we're authentic.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally can see social media is the new generation for
Yeah.
bands and singers and even social media influencers now.
Yeah, like it's cool. They have their own name now, right? Like a social media influencer.
Exactly.
That just shows that it's such a normal thing.
Yeah, what social media platform would you say you guys use the most?
Instagram.
Instagram. Awesome.
Yeah.
We use Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. I guess that's about it.
Get
but-
Musically a go.
Yeah, we tried Musically. But Instagram is like our one that we focus mostly on, and it just kind of works with us the most. Like we're really visual oriented. Like we work really closely. Like Ian does all of our graphics and stuff, and we base a lot of stuff on look and colors. Like not like in the way that we're only focused on image, but it's a big part of our process. So it really comes through on Instagram. Less so on like Twitter and stuff because it's mostly like text based.
Yeah. No,
You
I,
cross on something like Instagram.
Yeah, Twitter's good for interacting with fans though, but actually Snapchat's probably better.
Yeah.
Get really direct. So.
have you guys had any crazy fan encounters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely been a few. What are like our top few? When you guys think of that, like what comes to mind?
The One Direction.
Yeah, I was at a concert and we were kind of walking around. It was outdoors. It was at a stadium, and we were like walking around where all like the hot dog places are and all that.
Yeah.
And sort of watching, and then a girl sort of walked up to me slowly. And at that point, we were taking a lot of sort of just random pictures with different people. And she walked up with her phone, and I thought, okay, she might want to take a picture.
But no.
And then she had another friend, I guess, videotaping it, which is normal a lot of the times. Like friends will videotape their friends getting pictures done or getting a hug or something. But then she just sprinted right at me, and she just kissed me
Right for the
on
face.
but like a slobbery kiss, like not expecting it like at all. And it was just like I had to wash my face after.
It really shocked all of us. Like, I really tried to hold in laughter.
It was very shocking because I could imagine what I looked like. I probably looked like
It was
that.
like he looked normal and he's just kind of looking around, and then all of a sudden it was like crazy,
Yeah.
disturbed face.
Yeah, so that was an experience. Do we have one more?
There's some that are a little like too deeply disturbing.
Yeah, like some of like the fan fictions. Those are always good. Like they come from a place of love. But one ended up what happened? A girl that was my wife, I guess, gave birth to my head.
Yeah. The punchline was Braden's severed head.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, like she was describing it as like nurses were trying to like run out the windows and jump out the window because they were so disturbed. And I think it was Halloween. I hope it was Halloween themed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So how do you guys feel about the success of your latest single, Bad Words?
I feel pretty good about it. That was our goal for sure. Like we made a point to not release anything unless we thought it was like a big step up as far as just song and style. And then same with on the business side of things, we wanted to make sure that we had a bit of a team in place and a really strong plan to not just put a song on YouTube for like Winnipeg fans or anybody who's seen us in other cities, but to have it reach lots of brand new people on radio across the country.
Yeah.
So, and that's such like a weird, crazy political experience, like going to all these radio stations and having to meet everybody, and having the program directors and music directors and all of that stuff. Like there's so much behind the scenes that goes into it, but it makes it like we definitely learned a lot from doing that. So when the song charted, we didn't actually know if it was going to chart, so it was definitely a relief when it charted. Plus, it charted higher than we expected, so that's always good. Now we just have to try to beat it.
Now it's a weird position we're in because all sorts of people across the country like know the song, but they don't like know us yet. So with future singles, we're just gonna like try to really solidify like us in their brains. Yeah,
because we got to put, I think, maybe our faces to the song name. Because a lot of the times we could be talking to somebody in a different city and we'll be like, oh, that we sing that song Bad Word or whatever, and then they'll know the song. The song is famous and we're famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that. Are you guys planning any new singles release soon?
Yeah, we definitely are. Like, we're finishing up a few songs right now, and I think we're like 90% sure what the next single is going to be, and we're just going to finish that up and maybe play it for some people and get some opinions on it, and just try to get the setup right again, hopefully.
Nice. So what's your favorite song to perform live?
My favorite original is Bad Word, just because people sing the loudest for it, and you feed off of that.
I think mine is Bad Reputation by Joan Jett. It's just really rock and roll and just has so much energy to it.
Yeah, we change it up a lot. Like it doesn't sound anything like the original.
Yeah, we put our own twist on it.
Do you know that song?
Yeah, I do.
From Shrek?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say from Shrek. People wouldn't like that. But yeah, it was in Shrek. It's a good song. I don't know, that's a fun one. That's like, it's got like so many like in your face performance-y things that we do in that we always have planned that like we hope are the things that win people over. Because if there's anybody in the crowd, any guys that are kind of like too cool or whatever, or like, whatever, we watched this happen when we were playing at a high school. I forget where, like Vancouver or something like that. There was a guy, we played 3 songs. First song, the guy was like, and then the second song was a cover of, I think, All About That Bass. Mm-hmm. And they would be like, at the end of that song, they went like this. And then the third song was a cover of a song called Rockin' Robin, which is super similar to our Bad Reputation cover. It has a lot of the same performance things. And that was the one where like the guys basically stood up at the end of that one and started clapping. So we get to see like them go from like just thinking it's a joke and hating it to like being seriously won over to the point of standing up. So that's always
nice.
That's a better feeling than having people sing back your song, I think.
Yeah, people are like, so much of the fun of performing is that like a lot of people are skeptical at first because they have their own opinions and ideas about like what a pop band would be, like pop music, like they're all opinionated, but then like no one can deny like the feeling of being entertained. So like we do all those kind of things specifically to like make people excited, and it works. It's just like we got you.
Yeah, because like, when you go into anything like that and you're like a pop band, there's this sort of like stereotype with bands that play in that genre of like they can't actually play, or they can't really sing, or they can't. And like a lot of the time, like I can see why people think that. I don't think it's true. It's usually not true 90% of the time, but I can see why people think that. So it's almost like if you're wearing a nice jacket, you're a bad singer. Like that's what people like. People sort of have that mentality. So we like jackets. Wearing nice jackets. So we have to like make extra sure that we like come across as people who can really play, I guess.
Yeah, no, I can see that. What goals have you guys set up for the band?
What, say that one more time?
What goals?
Oh, what goals?
Yeah.
What are some of our goals?
I'd love to work with people that we are inspired by. Like that would be something that would be great in the future.
Yeah, so there's a lot of musical goals like that, like people we'd like to work with in the future. And a lot of those things can only happen if we break into the States. So I think that is, for a long time, that's been one of our main goals. on more the business side of things, but I guess just breaking out of Canada, because there's so many bands that are only known in Canada. And a lot of the bands are really good bands and stuff, but sometimes it's just the wrong business decision keeps them by contract only in our country. So that's definitely a goal for us to have that not happen and just, get into the States within the next 2 years as far as like radio play and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Where do you guys hope the band is in 5 years?
Where do we hope the band is in 5 years?
I'd love to have toured at least like most continents. Like it'd be great to tour Europe within the next few years, and like Asia and stuff.
Yeah, I really want the band to be always like home base for the four of us, and to get us to a certain point where we can all go off and do whatever we want. Like if Ian likes videos, so he could go off and he could direct music videos, or he could do anything on the side, just so that we don't feel caged in. Because I think once you feel like you're like, if you have a certain level of success and then 5 years down the road you're still just focused on that one thing, I think you could feel boxed in or caged in. And I think making a point to make sure that we're all doing whatever we want outside of the band, but it all stems from the band and all comes back to the band, I think that's my personal goal for 5 years.
Nice. That's a good goal to have, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any last things you want to tell your supporters?
Well, thank you to all the supporters. I guess.
Yeah, thank you for supporting, and anybody from Winnipeg. We'll see you guys on March 24th. That's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sold it to them or not.
Well,
But yeah, we just want to thank everybody and be on the lookout for some new music. We definitely have songs that we think are better than Bad Words, since that's the only new song out. So be on the lookout, and we'll see you guys on Instagram.
well, thanks for doing this interview, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. Aw, he's so cute.